Good morning, guys and gals, and welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Play Rimworld here on Gaming with Murel. In the last couple episodes, we've been setting up a prison down here, and let's see, I know I told you could sleep, but build this door. Up here, we have our wind turbines. I took a look at them. They're blocked by these trees and things, except for this one that's blocked by the other wind turbine. So I'm thinking, to make life a little easier, I'm going to build a couple solar panels. Oh my god, I forgot how to English. We'll just supplement our energy income with a few solar panels, and we'll clear out the trees up here through orders, and we're just going to cut plants. Just in that general area. That should be a pretty quick job. And now as well, since we have electricity, I think it's time to start focusing on some security. So what we'll do here is we'll just build a little steel conduit wall, like so, with a steel auto door here, and let them go about their business. Now, I think our next few goals will be, obviously, a bit of defense here. It says we have no trading capacity. We also don't really have anything to trade. So what I will probably start doing is getting them to mine up this way and make kind of almost like a command center, like the HQ, where we can keep like our research table, our comms table, things like that. And other than that, it's just going to be kind of growing. Need to make a fridge here shortly, which I may do, or at least plan out before the end of this episode. But other than that, it's just going to be kind of small projects here and there. Once we get research up and running, we're going to need to get someone who can research. And I'm a little worried that we have too many jobs right now for the amount of people we have. And by a little worried, I mean quite worried, actually. But what can you do? Well, I'd say, obviously, let them finish those jobs, right? There we go. Forgot to put triple time on. Or super speed, or fast forward. There we go. So, the lights are working. Is the solar flare over? Let's see the cargo pod that crashed. Marble blocks. I'm not too excited about that. Now, I'm thinking what we can do here, as far as the fridge goes, let's get this metal mined out, just like that. Then we'll put the freezer just kind of in here with a bit of a hallway up here. I want to leave this area kind of more or less untouched. I'm going to throw some steel auto doors here, and I'm going to see if I can create a bit of a heat trap. Not 100% sure it's going to work, but I feel like if we get invaded and fall back to a defensive position like way up here, and force all invaders to come through, essentially just like 2 double doors here and like 3 down here, because they'll have to shoot the doors to get through, all the while having, like, 4 heaters just increase the temperature in here to an obscene level. I feel like that should be an effective way to dispatch some baddies. So let's go down here for a moment, because I don't... Okay, Mr. has finished this, so we'll lay the power conduits first of all. And we're just going to run that back there. And I'm also going to run one down here just for the solar panels that we're going to add. Oh, I'm not a morning person. I can't think. I'm the type of guy that, he needs 4 or 5 cups of coffee before you can even talk to him in the morning. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, everyone, what I said about the turrets exploding in a 3-block radius? 3, 4. So I'm giving it essentially 3 blocks of space between our little battery bank, our defensive battery bank, and where the turrets themselves are. Now, Mizder is asleep right now, so he's not going to be doing us much good. And let's see here. So we have to add our bills. Butcher creature. So what we're doing, we're just clicking on the butcher's table here. Went in and we told them anytime there's an animal to be butchered, to butcher it. And here we're going to go in and add a bill and simply say anytime there's one ingredient, make a simple meal. And hopefully we can get stocked up on those shortly because we are running out of survival meals. Now, we're going to go down here, and what we're going to do, as you can see, we have 5 beds. We're going to set this for prisoners, and now every bed constructed in this room is for a prisoner. So as it stands right now, we can have 5 prisoners. And we got quite a bit of metal from that. That sounded vaguely British, and I don't know why. I wasn't intending to do an accent. I just got distracted by how much she actually mined. And so this is going to be our defensive area here. This will give us a 360 view of this area. Now, obviously, they'll be able to take some shelter here, but if essentially we're pretty well covered as they approach. And this is important because we are going to be getting attacked shortly. You can't really rely on not being raided because it happens. And most of the time, when you're not ready. So let's get this metal mined out as well. Just because I'd really like to hit the ground running with a few different projects here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one little inn for that. And let's see, we'll go in that. Right there is going to be our freezer. Okay, everyone's asleep, that's fine. We're really not producing even remotely enough power. So let's... The good news is solar panels are cheap. Cheap. The steam generator is... Steam generator is, I think, 400 steel, 400 metals. The wind turbines were 125, if I'm not mistaken. Solar panels here are only 80, so it's really a good starting power source as long as you have an area that is unshaded. They do need direct sunlight to work. Now let's look at the overview. Who has plant cutting? Taya has plant cutting, so we're going to put plant cutting as a 2 priority for our herbalist, because I don't want the miner getting distracted by cutting plants, really. And if Jenny could get over there and just cut down a handful of things, that would make life significantly easier. And let's see, so we need to put a door here. In structure, we're just going to put a steel door. This one does not have to be an auto door. However, I am going to mine one more thing out, because I want to run the wall, the metal conduit wall, right up to where we're going to be putting the cooler in. What are you doing, mister? What are you doing? Okay, he was working on power conduits. Okay, I thought he was picking plants. And what we'll do now... structure... steel conduit wall... run this over. This is just so we have... power going to the cooler. Sorry, I was trying to figure out if I can put the cooler in yet, but I'm gonna wait until that door's built, because the last thing I need is for someone to build the cooler right away and give everybody hypothermia or frostbite or something ridiculous like that. And we're getting quite a bit of wood. It was honestly a mistake putting these back here. I take full credit for that debacle. Oh gosh. Because if you use them right, those are great. But I didn't know how to use them when I put them there. However, the solar panels should help things quite a bit. As you can see, this is going to be generating, when it gets up to the top, actually quite a bit of energy. And because we do have it connected to both this battery bank and to this battery bank through our conduit walls, hopefully we'll start storing energy here really quickly. Okay. I was going to get mad at Mr. for doing nothing, but he was eating, so... Can't hold a man... or can't hold that against a man, I suppose. So what we'll do, we'll queue up the cooler, and that will make this room cold, essentially. And what we'll do here is just add a stockpile. In zone, we'll go into stockpile, and we're just going to put food. We're going to go in to the stockpile in here, and we're going to set this priority critical. We're not going to allow rotten, and we're just going to get rid of all of this, except for, and this is going to be a little counterintuitive, we're going to get rid of corpses, but allow animal corpses. As well, we're going to go into foods, and meals, and raw food. So there we go. That is the most important stockpile to keep. And this is going to ensure that the temperature stays cold. What we're going to do... What's the target temperature? 20 Celsius? No. We want to keep this, like, just about freezing. And there we go. So we have the 4 solar panels, as you can see, we've stored a bit of energy here. Hopefully the wind turbines, which still function at night, will offset the use of the lights. But all in all here, that was actually quite a productive couple of minutes. We're going to go back to the defenses now, because we do want to add sandbags. I'm going to put these just around each individual turret. And I looked it up because I said there was like a 50% chance of missing if it's behind a sandbag. The actual statistic, I believe there's a 40% chance they'll hit the sandbag instead of what they're shooting at. Now, the thing to remember too is not to allow any of your I guess sandbags to be taken over by the enemy. If you're going to use these to set a defensive fallback for your people, just remember that it works two ways, and that if the pirates were to capture your defensive fallback, they are now harder to shoot. And like usual, I'm going to apologize up front, I am drinking my coffee. So what I would really ideally like to see is just a quiet day or two now to allow them to get caught up on... What timing? So let's go jump to location. There's only one of them. They're going to be coming from the top. Oh, and there's another cryptosleep pod up there I didn't know about. So we'll probably get that one after this pirate raid. But this is good. This is really good. So when pirates attack, there's a couple different things that could happen. I'm just going to touch on them at this point in time. First of all would be they attack immediately. And that's when they land. You get that little message. They start running towards your camp. The third one is they'll come in and they'll prepare a little while before attacking. That is a bit... Well, it's just like this. They're going to land, it's going to take a little while for them to come and attack you, but it's not the end of the world, more or less, and I actually prefer that one at times to them attacking immediately. So there we go, we're getting a little message that they are going to start their attack. We're going to draft our people, which means that they can use weapons and attack, and Jenny, oh Jenny, I think you're going to have time to get in here. Now, if I had been thinking, traditionally, these turrets use a lot of power. So when you're not using them, when you're not being assaulted, I tend to turn them off to save power and then just reactivate them when you need them. Okay, Nika's coming down. Nika? How can I... okay. Nika is coming down, and as soon as he enters this, he's gonna get shot at. And can we see what weapon he's holding? He has a pistol, so he is gonna shoot back. And as you can see there, hit the sandbag. Anything they hit is gonna have these little red dots on them to show that they're damaged. Now, our turrets aren't upgraded, and as far as I'm aware, there's only one upgrade that allows them to shoot 4 instead of 3. Now, come on. We just need one more bullet to land to incapacitate him. Don't kill him. We really need a 4th survivor. Oh, gosh. Now, if anybody has, like, some sort of, I don't know, answer for this, she's in shock. Okay, that's great. That's great. I really thought she was gonna die. So we're gonna capture her, and while we're thinking about it, I'm going to lay a stockpile that allows weapons. And this is going to be our stockpile that we do our trading out of shortly. So we're just gonna put it right here. Go in, storage, resources, meals, weapons allowed. Okay, perfect. And once Jenny goes off to capture her, we will release these two from the draft. They'll go to sleep. Okay. Normally, providing they're not tired. Oh, the game got really laggy. And I'm not 100% sure why. There we go. So, yeah. So if they hadn't been drafted so close to dusk, etc., etc., they would have gone to repair those. I suspect first thing tomorrow, Mizder's going to run out here and start repairing. Why did Jenny stop? Go capture Nika. Beautiful. So this is going to allow me to discuss my next thing, if you will. and that is going to be prisoners. So, like I was saying before, you can buy slaves, you can arrest people, you can capture hostile combatants. And what we're going to do is, whenever you buy a slave, capture a hostile combatant, arrest somebody at your little town, they go into the jail that we just finished. And what you have to do is tell them to recruit. So once Nika goes in the bed, we go into the prisoner tab in the little character information. We want to friendly chat. We're going to try and recruit. And she's going to get medicine. I don't normally give prisoners medicine because I'm a bad person. But I don't want her dying. We need her. Now, Mr. here is the warden. I'm also going to let Taya be the warden as well. This just means that somebody's going to go in there and feed Nika, take care of Nika, talk to Nika. And that is going to help her come to terms with the fact that she is now a prisoner of war and can either join us or perish, I guess. And as well, I'm going to actually, I'm just going to build a spot for everybody to eat, because like I said, they don't like eating off the ground. There we go. And I'm also going to put one in here for our prisoners. Now, this is good. An extra pair of hands could allow us to do a lot of things. Realistically, I'm probably just going to have Nika on gelling at first, because we have a lot of resources we need to get hauled and ready to go. In addition, she may end up as well doing some research. We'll take a look at her skills more in depth once, or I should say if she gets successfully captured. So let's get rid of that completely. Give Taya something to do. And we'll run our hallway. Our hallway up this way. Now, back to what I was saying, if anybody knows a way of preventing pirates from dying that does not involve sending my colonists in direct harm, let me know, because I would be very interested in the method you use to capture prisoners of war. However, I find the pillboxes more often than not just cause lots of problems. Now, I'm going to build a bit of a room in here for the researching. Research and crafting mainly. And then down here, I'm going to earmark for hydroponics. As soon as we get the research table up and running, we're going to look into getting an indoor farm. And that will essentially, at the bare minimum, double food production for potatoes, I think, is the only thing you can grow. And let's see. That is nice to have for the simple fact that it grows around the clock, where plants outside only grow for about half the day because they need direct sunlight. The sun lamps from the hydroponics allow them to grow around the clock. Now let's see what landed at this location. Anything synthread. Let's haul it. That could be worth something if nothing else. Let's see. We are at 25 minutes of recording. Holy moly. Okay, so this is going to be the end of this episode. In the beginning of the next episode, we'll kind of pick up where we left off. I'll send Mr. up to open those cryptosleep pods, and hopefully we'll recruit Nika. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, like always, if you liked it, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter at GamingWithMurel. Check out the Red Hot Gamers. I really appreciate you guys watching it. I love to hear the feedback, and I will see you in the next episode.